Okay, hi again. My name's Mac, and this is step 2 in my travel Dobro Odyssey here. What I've done is, I think I said that I was just going to take off the nut, or put the replacement, the nut conversion on there. This is the Hawaiian nut. Can you get a close-up of that? And it's really neat. It just goes right over the existing nut and gives the strings a nice height for slide playing. Okay. And also, you can get a close-up of the bridge that I took off. This bridge had no value at all. I was gonna just change the nut, but I said, well, this bridge is just horrible, so took it off, and I'll use it to start a fire or something. In its place, I have a much better bridge, a beefier bridge. It's kind of an ebony or a dark solid, dense wood on the base, and a nice hard bone or micarta, one of those inserts in it, and it's nice and hard. And what happened was I lost about a half an inch on the scale length here, so I had to redo my position here so that my harmonics go. Okay, and what I've got is from the nut to the 12th fret now is I've got 11 3/8, which is down an eighth, and the overall scale length went from 23 to 22 3/4. No big deal. The other nice thing about making a dobro is you don't have to worry about string action at all. This is pretty well set up for the way that I think I'll want it when it's over, which tells me a little bit about how I needed to make my cone. Give you just a little playability demonstration here, and you can compare it to the previous one. I don't know if there's a whole lot of significant tone difference there, but there certainly is in the playability. I'm not there's no knocking with the slide on the fretboard, and I've got a comfortable height. Obviously I'm having to stay off the bridge, which is what a cover plate is all about, so there may be a little muting there that's dampening when I don't do that. But it's okay. You could stop right here and have a travel dobro. What you would have spent is 40 on the guitar, about 3 here on the bridge. I got about 5 of those from some Asian man, and 6 for this conversion nut. So what's that? 6 and 4 and 40 is $50. A $50 travel dobro. But I certainly can't resist going forward, and that's what I'm going to do. I had showed you the thought for the sound well and the speaker cone going into something like that, and this is just using available materials. Obviously you could probably go around and find something that was spun and custom made for this. I had mentioned that the rings on the can were something that was going to affect conductivity here, and I tried bashing those out with a hammer, but all I did was, it's still not very flat. So Marilyn had these canning jar lids, which are nice and flat, so I used some epoxy on that over the open end of the can, and redid my biscuit to the appropriate diameter. This is actually an old Martin sound hole that they cut out, and they have those to give away at the factory, so picked up about half a dozen of those when I was at the Martin booth at a festival. And so I'll be, and I like this string height here, so I'll be using only about that much. I'll be cutting off this can pretty low right there to seat into the cone. and hopefully get a dobro sound, a significantly different sound than what we're getting now. Just one other thing to mention, and we'll wind this segment up. Let me just check the list and make sure I said everything here. Yep, we're up to cone plans now. String height. As it worked out, I've got just about 1/4 at the nut, about 1/2 at the 12th, and about 3/4 at the bridge. I don't think I mentioned that before. 1/2, 1/4, 1/2, and 3/4. So it's going up on a nice linear 1/4 inch per 12 frets or per scale. I was just messing around. I have about 4 or 5 of these Sierra cups from when I was a Boy Scout, and I was just doing a little acoustic tonality check on them to see if there was any difference. And there is. So it'll be easy to tell which one I won't use. But these other ones seem to have a little bit more bell quality, so that's just one of those interesting things. Next thing I'll be doing is scribing out a 4.5 inch hole here to seat this tin in. Got that nice bead on it, so it's going to sit right in there, and cutting this can to the proper height. And oh yeah, the other thing I could do is I've got room to put in a couple more frets here based on the scale length. I'd have to calculate those. It'd be nice to see those because there's room for them, and dobro players do go past the 12th fret. So there's room for them, so why not put them in?